I'd like to do the introductions and start with myself and then moving on to the panelists in order for them to talk about exactly what they do and their specialities. So for me personally, I want to start by talking about my experience prior to 2019. Prior to 2019, I was involved in a recruitment job, which started in a junior role, and I moved all my way up into more of a team management and management position, which required me to obviously deal with more junior individuals and help them with certain things in their career, including, how to sort of do their job, what I can help with, and what sort of skills I can offer. Throughout that whole period, I dealt with individuals from all sorts of levels, so dealing with junior levels all the way to director levels, which was a great experience for me because I was able to understand and learn a lot from different perspectives. But unfortunately, early in 2019 was where I suffered quite drastically in terms of my well-being and exactly how I felt. Throughout early 2019, I was coming home from work feeling very stressed and upset, wasn't really sure what was going on, didn't really understand why it was happening. So I needed to seek out some professional help in order for me to realize what was going on, because if I didn't, then it would have been a very difficult situation for me and I probably wouldn't be able to be where I am today. So what followed was a year of conversation with professionals in order to understand exactly what I was feeling and how they can sort of help with my well-being and the way I felt on a day-to-day basis. I was diagnosed with being depressed and having ADHD and OCD, which is a very difficult time for me because, as you can appreciate, being in a sales role for the best part of 7 years, I wasn't really aware of what complications I had and how to manage these difficulties. The good news is at the end of that year, I was able to come out of that and become the best version of myself and really understand what my value add was to society and people as a whole and where I wanted to go as a person. So that brings me to where I am today. I managed to launch my business called Career Mindfulness. And the premise of this is to use my experience with recruitment and the experience that I had with getting professional help to try to help others. So really what Career Mindfulness offers is two things. The first thing is to help people find the right career for them using my recruitment experience. And the second thing is to have a well-being in the workplace to ensure that you could deal with any scenario, including what I suffered with, which was ADHD, OCD, and depression, and use my experience to help others and to make them feel as if they're not the only ones out there that are going through it. Because that's the biggest thing for me, is I felt isolated while I was in my work. And the whole premise of what we're doing today in this webinar is to make sure that we talk about well-being, how we deal with work-life balance, etc. So that's a bit of background in terms of myself and an introduction to what I'm doing today and why Career Mindfulness.